So now you know exactly when to escalate and how to resolve ambiguity based on authority, not guesswork. That clarity at the human boundary sets us up perfectly for what happens when no human is in the loop: error propagation across multi-agent systems. In this module, we'll focus on returning errors that a coordinator can actually act on, and we'll draw a sharp line between a true failure and a legitimate empty result, because in a chain of agents, that distinction is everything. By the end of this module, you can return errors a coordinator can act on and distinguish failure from a legitimate empty result. Here is how this module builds up. Structured error context is a payload a subagent returns to its coordinator when it fails. It contains the failure type, the exact query attempted, any partial results, and alternative approaches. This is not a generic status like search unavailable that hides everything the coordinator needs to decide what to do next. The distinction people get wrong is thinking any error message is enough. It is not. The coordinator needs the specifics to act. Without structured error context, failures become invisible. A subagent that returns an empty result set marked as successful creates a gap that lands silently in the final report. No one knows it is missing. Or a single failure terminates the entire workflow, discarding all other recoverable work. In production, this means unreliable outputs and wasted compute. Structured context prevents this by giving the coordinator the information it needs to keep the system running and the output honest. Take the web search subagent that times out mid-topic. It first retries locally 3 times with exponential backoff. That is fine. When those fail, it does not return a generic unavailable. Instead, it packages the failure type, timeout, the exact search query, the 2 partial results it already gathered, and an alternative, rephrase the query or try a different engine. The coordinator receives this and can decide to retry with a modified query, rather than terminating the whole workflow. The alternative, returning a generic status after retries, loses because the coordinator cannot distinguish a transient timeout from a bad query. The other cases are on the page. The durable rule is, when a subagent fails, return the failure type, the attempted query, any partial results, and alternative approaches. Never suppress errors by returning empty results as success that makes gaps invisible. Never let one failure terminate the whole workflow that discards recoverable work. Local retries are good, but when they are exhausted, propagate the context, not a generic status. The reason for rejecting a generic status is that it bypasses the language understanding you are paying for. The coordinator cannot reason about what went wrong. This is testcraft. The exam will show you a subagent failure and ask what it should return. The distractor that catches people is the generic status after local retries. It looks responsible because it retried, but it discards the context the coordinator needs. Another is returning an empty result set marked as successful. It seems clean but creates an invisible gap. The correct answer always includes the 4 pieces of structured context: failure type, attempted query, partial results, and alternatives. Coverage annotation is a block in a synthesis report that names which subtopics are well supported and which are thin, and why. It is not a confidence score on the results themselves. A genuinely empty result from a healthy source is a valid finding. The distinction someone could get wrong is thinking any empty result is a failure, or that a confidence field can substitute for knowing whether the query ran. Without coverage annotation, an absence of findings reads as an absence of evidence. The reader draws a conclusion the research never supported, and downstream decisions are made on a false premise. In production, this means a report might state no security vulnerabilities found when the scanner was simply unreachable. The cost is trust and safety. This is the beat that makes it stick. Silent gaps are not neutral, they are actively misleading. Take the case where 2 of 6 subtopics came back from a degraded source. The subagent for those 2 returns a payload with status, success, but a note that the source was partially available. The coordinator does not treat this as a failure. It includes the findings but annotates the report. Subtopics E and F are thin. The source experienced a partial outage during retrieval. The alternative would be to either omit them entirely, losing what little data we have, or to present them as robust, which is dishonest. The annotation is the honest middle. The other cases in the document follow the same pattern. The key is always to preserve the distinction between query ran and query failed. The durable rule is, 2 different states must never share a representation. An access failure and a valid empty result are fundamentally different conditions that require different agent responses. Always include a flag for whether the query executed, and a reason when it did not. In synthesis, always annotate which findings are well supported and which are thin, and why. Reject the option of adding a confidence score to an empty result, because it is meaningless. The issue is not how confident you are in nothing, but whether the source was even asked. On the exam, the most common distractor is normalizing both states to an empty list because the coordinator just needs the results. That answer is wrong because it hides the information needed for retry and honesty. Also watch for options that add a confidence field to empty results, that confuses result certainty with source reachability. Remember, this is the multi-agent form of the MCP-IS error distinction, and the correct answer will always preserve the difference between I could not ask and I asked and there was nothing. So remember, let subagents handle transient failures locally, but never discard context when retries run out. Always make it clear whether an empty result is legitimate or an error, so the coordinator can decide what to do next.